doctor said I had to stay a little bit longer, and now...
Hi guys, so today is the 31st of August, day -3. No, beg your pardon, day -2, so 2 days to go until transplant, which means today we add ATG, the ATG agent, to my drugs. So I just thought I'd give a quick brief overview of ATG, how I perceive it, how I understand it. Of course, go do your own research. That's a caveat always with everything that I say. You know, I only used Google, so all the resources to my hands are available to yourselves as well. So I think before we get into ATG, we need to understand a little bit about T cells, which is part of the lymphocyte cells, or the immune cells, which will, excuse the pun, stem from the stem cell. So there's two lineages of cells. You've got your myelocytes, which is blood cells, and your lymphocytes, which is your immune cells. So what's the deal with T cells? So the deal with the T cells is...
Morning, can you come in and change your bed?
Yes, please, go for it.
Huh?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, thank you. So I might just leave that in. Yeah, so T cells. So T cells are there to protect you against foreign invaders, cells which your body doesn't recognize, essentially. So anything foreign coming in, your T cells will be activated through the T cell receptors and all sorts of things. It's an amazing science if you want to look into it. But they'll go out and they'll attack those foreign cells and overwhelm them, and hopefully stop any infectious or poor outcomes. So why do we need to... So what's the big deal with the T cells and in relation to the transplant? So first of all, the donor cells coming in, if my T cells are fully up and running, you know, full of steam, they'll just overwhelm the donor's the donor stem cells. They'll just see them as foreign straight away. They'll mount an attack, my T cells will be activated, they'll mount an attack and overwhelm the stem cells coming in, which essentially equals graft failure. But that is essentially it. So it's really important to not be underexposed to ATG, because underexposure could lead to graft failure, or rejection of the donor stem cells. Conversely, overexposure to many ATG or residual ATG that's left behind could have an impact on your post-transplant, your immune system being reconstituted, and increasing the risk of infection, which obviously leads to morbidity or mortality, you know, through infections. So there's a balance to be had in terms of ATG, and we're going to talk about what is ATG. For all intents and purposes, ATG. Well, actually, no. Let's go into it. ATG. So is, I think it's cultured in a lab, but they take rabbit cells, so actual rabbit cells, and they present human T cells to the rabbit cells, which then has immunoresponse presenting antigens to the T cells. So best way I describe it is that it would just take over that T cell, and that T cell won't be able to activate, it won't be able to replicate, and eventually it dies, it commits suicide, which is, I think, called apoptosis. So that's the outcome that they want from the ATG rabbit cells, the anti-thymocyte globulin. These antigens, that's what they want. So they present the human T cells to the ATG, to the rabbit cells. The rabbit cells then have an immunoresponse and present these antigens to the T cells. So that's the mechanism, if you like, behind ATG and what it does. Now, overexposure, underexposure. How does this work? Well, essentially, ATG is not a drug where you can say, I don't know, 10 milligrams or 100 milligrams per adult twice a day. It doesn't work like that. At the moment, it's primarily done on age and weight. This formula has been around for some time now. However, that everybody is different. Everybody's different. So these antigens, they have to do what? So at the moment I have T cells. They've got to essentially bind with those T cells and not suppress those T cells, actually overcome those T cells, so that there's no T cells left behind to affect the graft as it comes in. So you don't want, and this is where, as I said, everyone's different. They do it based on weight. However, I do understand that there are some studies where, rather than using weight as the measurement, I think mine is going to be 2.5 milligrams per kilo. Sometime in the near future, hopefully there'll be a personalised prescription, if you like, which is totally tailored to your body. And the most important thing is your lymphocyte count. So your lymphocytes, which live all around your body, in your thymus gland, your spleen, your primary lymph nodes, secondary lymph nodes, etc., etc. These T cells, or these T cells, they accumulate to a lymphocyte count, and that's where they want to be, really. Hopefully they'll have that. I mean, not for me today, but I trust my doctors. This formula that they've been working. They've been working for some time. So stats will show, but the formula that they're using on me will be the right one, albeit it was not going to be precise. So it's more than likely going to be overexposure. I very much doubt it's underexposure. And with the overexposure, there'll be a degree of infections, which is expected, again, unfortunately, as part of this treatment, which they then manage post-transplant. How close to my exact requirement, I don't know. It's an interesting subject. If you guys want to go and look at it, please Google it. But yeah, total lymphocyte count will be the ideal measurement for ATG, and I believe that there are studies going on to work out how to understand total lymphocyte count and how that relates to the ATG dosing. So that's the mechanics of ATG. So in a nutshell, you've got T cells, which are part of your immune system, hanging around your body, ready to attack anything that comes in. Stem cells are going to come in, so we need to make sure that these T cells, one, don't get activated, and two, don't start releasing its cell production through its cell cycle. So the ATG comes in with its antigens and basically just takes out those T cells. You might be wondering, well, actually, what about the production of new T cells? Because ATG has no impact on your stem cells. And remember, the stem cells has two lineages. It has your myelocytes and your lymphocytes. So what about our new T cells? Our new lymphocytes not just going to be being made and basically become, and my body having more T cells. So that's where the chemo comes in, melphalan. Melphalan is given to me with ATG on day -1. And you guys hopefully know with what that essentially does is just takes out the fast dividing cells, i.e. stem cells, by cross-linking DNA, and again, not allowing it to replicate and ultimately causing it apoptosis or a cell die. So the chemo will take care of the production of new T cells. ATG will take care of the already manufactured T cells that have gone out from the bone marrow into your bloodstream, into your glands and lymph nodes, etc., etc. Hope that makes things a little bit clearer in terms of what is ATG, what is its interaction. Now let's talk about the practicality in terms of what does that mean to me. But I'm doing this video first thing in the morning because I know I'm going to feel crap. I don't think I know anyone that's ever had ATG and said that they feel good. I'll probably do a post video just to describe the symptoms, but I'll try and do a video during, but I know I'm going to be feeling crap. So this is heads up, this is do my video in advance and try and share with you the experience of ATG. I'm not looking forward to it. What can I do? On top of that, I've had diarrhea all night. I know you don't want to hear that, but that just takes it out of you, like really, literally, excuse the pun again. Yeah, that's where we are. So we'll restart the video as we start getting into it. Cheers, bye. Just been told going to be starting the ATG soon. Apparently they're going to do a 1 hour tester, see how I get on with it, and then it's 12 hours after that. So all I have to say is make sure that you're prepared. I just had a shower, thought I'd get myself cleaned up because the 1 hour test, it could turn out that they think, okay, I'm not going to tolerate it well, and actually they're going to put me on it for 24 hours. And that will lead straight into the next dose of ATG tomorrow. So definitely prepare yourselves. P.S. I'm feeling good today. I have had diarrhea, but that said, it's being managed. I just feel good. So I know what to expect with ATG. Apparently it's going to be shivers, temperature, and that's usually the most common symptoms. And then other symptoms can be nausea, vomiting, and a rash over the body, but they do monitor you closely, and I wait to see, but they assure me that they'll be monitoring me closely, and they'll be ready with lots of tricks up their sleeves. So yeah, that's it. Hi guys, so I'm lined up now for ATG. I've had a load of prophylaxis and just had a load of steroids. I'm going to ask about these steroids, but I feel very tired. Okay, so we are all hooked up for my taster dose. So it's a 1 hour taster dose. I think it's 2.5 milligrams over an hour, which is not a lot. And I think they're just looking for a... So we've now upped the dose to 43 milligrams per hour. I think I was on as part of the taster dose, it's 2.5 milligrams per hour. I didn't notice anything, but there's nothing to be expected in the first 1 hour taster dose. That's really just for some sort of allergic reaction that you might have, and they do that using a low dose because you're going to get that allergic reaction. It will happen regardless of the dose. So now they've upped it, and apparently going to be on this for 12 hours, and it could even be 24 hours if they start seeing my temperature go up and things. So whilst I can still video, probably about 45 minutes into this session now, and yeah, I'm feeling things draining out of me, i.e. any energy. So yeah, I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to get cold, as expected. So good thing is I'm not feeling anxious because, you know, now I've got I can start feeling the cold, so this is probably where the shivers start kicking in at some point. I think it's important to understand what's going to happen, set your expectations, then, you know, regardless of the symptoms, at least you're not feeling anxious, you know, should this be happening? Is it just you? For all intents and purposes, whether you like it or not, it's normal. Just want to, yeah, this is really hitting me now, so I feel cold. Just feel cold, so yeah, I can't do much more of this, so I'm just gonna finish it here. Suffice to say, feels like I've got the flu. Oh, I'm so cold. Oh god. What am I saying? I've forgotten what I was gonna say. That was it. Oh yeah. I think I wanted to say that the theoreticals is much better than the actual. I'm done. I'm out. I can't focus. This is my last video for today. I've got the sick bowl in front of me. Oh. Okay, so I think I'm capable of speaking now. Time is now 9:30 p.m. 31st of August, day -3. Or actually, no, it's not day -3, it's day -2. What do you want to know about ATG? I ain't gonna paint a pretty picture. I'll be honest with you. I could never have prepared for that. That was by far the worst experience that I've ever had. It was like I was a third person, seeing everything that's going on, but just nothing left in my body. I had a fever, just shy of 40, the shakes, vomiting, heart rate went up, blood pressure dropped, diarrhea. It was horrendous. Up until about 8:30, I did not know where I was. I actually started coming round like you've come out of theatre. I'm sorry to, you know, paint that picture, but that's how it was, and I've just got to be honest. I did lots of research in ATG and thought I was prepared. No, you can't be prepared for that. That said, everybody's reactions are different. They think that there could have been an infection, so they just prophylaxed me with antibiotics. I think I do have a mild form of cystitis. They're going to do some checks. It's not hemorrhagic, it's just a mild acute cystitis. So yeah, that's it. Last 24 hours have been rough, really rough. So ATG, certainly today's session's not as bad as yesterday's, or so far. Just about to have my chemo, Melphalan, and I'll get my chemo mouthpiece ready. Still day -1, and can't even think. Last 2 days have been immense on me. Immense. I cannot explain it in words. You've got to be strong for this. You have to be strong, and that's, you know, I knew I had to be strong. At the time, you think it's very difficult, but you will get through it. God willing, you will get through it. I'm second day in a row now on the straight, probably for about 36 hours now. I've been on ATG. Had my Melphalan dose earlier, so all ready for the
for the transplant tomorrow.
So wait till kingdom come, all the highs and lows have gone. A little bit longer and I'll be fine. I'll be